Hello, everybody. Can you hear me out there? Can you see me? I certainly hope so. I apologize for the delay. Um, Technology never works exactly how you want it when you want it to. Hey, Kendra. Hey, Jared. Welcome to the Kickoff for Accessibility Awareness Day. This is our first live stream of the day, and I'm very excited because we have a lot of really cool things to talk about. Um, but I really want to start by introducing people who help make accessibility possible at WSU Tech all the year round. And that would be the A team. You may know them by the shirts they wear, but I want to make sure that they get some fantastic credit. So let me just get that list of names here. We've had so many new people join the A team in the last year, which is very exciting. And but it means that, I have to actually look at a list now to make sure I get everybody. So let's start with Jeff Farrell, who is our representative from aviation. We have Cassie Hawshaw, or Cassie Payne, who is a representative from health sciences, along with our newest member, Nicole from Surge Tech. We have Dakota Friedel from manufacturing, Matt Lewis in applied technologies, and Dylan Cullinan in general education. We have Jennifer Stanier and Sonia Luthen, both from Student Accessibility Support Services, or SAS, as I like to say. Victor Gary, who's with Leadership and Development. Lexi Michael from the Culinary Program. Joy Thompson from Nursing. Strap Incoba from ITAS. And then we also have Crystal Aluko from ID&E. Shannon Riley from IT. Jenna Kraus and Rose Corby, both from ITAS, and Jacob Buck from ITAS. And then, of course, there's me. Hi. For those of you who know me, I'm passionate about accessibility, and I love leading this team of wonderful people who help drive our accessibility initiatives. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Crystal Eiseminger. I'm the Director of Accessibility and leader of the A team. I know, right? I see you, Lisa. Yeah, Nicole. Our newest member, Dylan, is our second newest member. So we're just gaining them all the time. I think it's the shirts, or maybe it could be the awesome Mr. T buttons. I mean, they're pretty cool, right? Speaking of buttons, I'll be making sure that some of you get buttons along with your prizes. All of you who are commenting in the chat, thanks for joining. You'll be entered into the participation contest for the day. Faculty and adjuncts have their own, staff have their own. So that is one tick in the box for you. But now I do want to go over very quickly some of the things about today. We're not going to go through the whole guide because there's a whole video on that already, but I am going to give me 1 second. From the beginning. I'm going to share my screen and look at just a couple of things because I have had some questions from faculty, and I want to clarify all of the different parts and pieces of today so that nobody is stressing. And if I could just get all of these pieces in a row, y'all. 3 monitors, it's excellent. Okay, now I think we might just be ready to do this thing. So let me share my screen with you. And we'll be rolling along. Good morning, Courtney. Good morning, Haley. Ryan, I see you in there. Tessa, nice to see you too. Oh, by the way, I see that Kendra is here in the chat, just FYI. Kendra did a little interview for today about some amazing work she's doing to bring accessibility out of the comfort zone of just being for us and to her students. And that'll be dropping at, I believe, 1 p.m. It's not a live stream, it's just a video. So if you can't be there right when it launches, you can check it out anytime. All right, beyond the comfort zone, you know I had to come up with a theme, right? Because I love a good theme. And we really are going to be looking at some things over, especially if you look at the accessibility appetizers playlist that I put together, there are some really interesting pieces in there that you might not have explored before or thought about in relation to your class or just your general circumstances. So we are going to be trying to push ourselves, and that it means learning something new or trying something new. I want to shout out to Penny Seward, who has already sent in a picture of herself to be featured on the YouTube channel. In case you didn't know, there's a whole tab called Community that is basically like a place for posts. And so a lot's going to be happening there today. We've got a student feature, one of Brandy Thompson and Brandy Burke's students who designed something with ADA requirements in mind. So we'll highlight that later. And then, of course, the multiple contests, which is really what I want to talk about right now. We're just going to jump right in. So some people have been concerned that, wow, this is a lot to participate in. You don't have to do everything, for sure. We just appreciate you being here and celebrating. We just want to make sure that if you are participating, that you get to have an opportunity to win some stuff, right? So there's the accessibility appetizer video playlist. Now, I sent out an all WSU Tech email this morning, and in that email, it breaks down all the different pieces of the day, and there's a link, and it should take you to Panopto. There are 10 videos. You don't have to watch them all. You watch as many or as few as you want. And then every video nets you a chance for the appetizer competition. And with that, you do not have to go in order. I just numbered them so it'd be easier for you to keep track of what you've already seen. Because we're all busy, and 10 is easier, to remember than the name of a video. So that's what that is all about. And you have from now until the 5th to watch those videos. So you actually have a long time. You can sample a few today. Maybe today's too busy for you. Sample a few tomorrow. Check out some with your coffee on Friday. Some are short, some are long. I encourage you to get in there. There's stuff about marketing. There's stuff about neurodiversity. There's stuff about physical accessibility barriers. And one winner will be drawn from that pool of people, faculty, and then staff. And that will be announced, I believe, on the 9th of April. So next, let's talk about participation in trivia. There are 2 trivia opportunities. They're during the live streams, but I will be putting them in the community after the live stream. So you'll be able to answer those trivia questions in the community area and also in the live stream right now, because I'll be able to go back and check the chat. That will be the very last thing we do in this live stream. But all answers have to be in by 2:30 today. And there's a special reason for that, because the answer to the question that we're going to ask this stream is actually going to be answered in a video form at 2:30. So stay tuned for that. It's the crowning piece of today, I think. And one winner will be drawn from everybody who gets those answers right. And then, of course, the participation, which you all know about, joining the streams, chatting in the community, sending pictures. If you aren't for sure how to chat in the community, or you're not for sure how to send in pictures, accessibility@wsutech.edu goes straight to me, and I'll be able to push those things out into the community. Okay. Oop. Full-time faculty, I want to stop for just a second and say already we have a race on our hands. Just since 8 o'clock, I believe the white team, last I checked, had 6 people who had already completed, and other teams had 2 or 3. I think the blue team might have been catching up there with 2 or 3, and then others were joining. So faculty, you are already killing it. And of course, the first color group with 100% training completion wins the big prize, but second and third place will get recognition at Faculty in Service in August. Also, you will get special treatment. Probably first place individuals will get in-service snacks, a fancy dessert, maybe even some other treats throughout the day to make your in-service extra special. And then, of course, bragging rights and a trophy. So there's all to play for. And I appreciate everyone jumping in there this morning. I know that some people are teaching all day and might not be able to get to it till Thursday. You know, we all have different schedules. So we'll see if a winner emerges today or if we have winners emerging tomorrow. So fingers crossed that it keeps exciting, an exciting pace for us. And then, of course, prizes. So this is a little bit different. In the past, we've offered just gift cards, but unfortunately, those are now a taxable piece, which is fine if you're okay with that. And we can talk about that if you are one of the winners. But there will also be other options, things like a lunch for you and a friend at the bistro, donuts for your department, smash house time. I don't know if you like to smash things, but other event type things that can be done. And we can talk about that one-on-one if you are one of the prize winners. So you get to kind of have some pick and some say as to what makes you happiest. And then finally, Canvas accessibility training. So this is a mandatory for full-time faculty, but it's also the competition piece. However, this training is open to everyone. I would highly encourage any staff members that might see this to send me an email asking to be enrolled. You can take this at your leisure if you are not in the mandatory category. And it really is helpful not only for you to learn about accessibility in Canvas, but even to have a chance to be a student in Canvas, to know what our students are going to be working in and experiencing. The training is already open. So best of luck to all of those participating in the faculty training competition. Of course, throughout the day, if you have questions, ask an AAD member. You can also email accessibility@wsutech.edu. And I'm going to stop sharing there and see if there are any questions in the chat that I can answer right now. Sup, Brandy? Jared? No, I don't disagree with you one bit, but sadly, those are the rules, Ming. But hey, goat grams are not taxable. You can get all the goat grams you want and not get taxed on it. Yes. Any questions? There is a little bit of a delay, so if I see them pop in, I will answer them. I do want to take a minute and give a big thanks to our team captains for the faculty teams. We have Jeff Farrell for the black team, Dylan Cullinan for the blue team, Lexi Michael for the green team, Cassie Payne for the orange team, Nicole, I'm so sorry if you're watching. I think it's Pignati, but if I pronounce that wrong, please let me know. For purple team, Dakota Friedel for the red team, Shannon Riley from white, and then Matt Lewis and his yellow team. You know, they're the reigning champions. So, but right now I have to say the white team is looking pretty good. Oh, Nate asks, is the Canvas training just 2 modules with 1 quiz at the end? Yes, Nate, it is. Yeah, it is just those 2 modules and the 1 quiz. And so here's the thing about the quiz. You have to get 80% or better to complete. Now, if you do that, it should say 80% and then an S. If you get 90 or above, you might see an E for excellent. And that's because we wanted to distinguish individuals who got 90 or above. And those individuals will be sent in a list to their deans. So little extra perk of recognition there. If you see that you have below 80%, just take it again. You can take it as many times. You can use the notes. That's why there's a downloadable PowerPoint. But also that's for accessibility reasons, by the way. I will confess that the captions on the videos are auto captions for now. If I have time today, those will be captioned or double checked at least for appropriate captioning. But that being said, Brenda, purple team is just pacing themselves. I understand. I mean, it is only 9:20 in the morning, but white team didn't get the pace yourself memo. So those are our team captains. Those are some details about the training. It is, again, in Canvas. If you have any concerns about how to navigate Canvas, there are some helpful hints on the landing page of the training. You can also put in a ticket to ITAS if you're having any issues accessing the course. With that being said, I want to take a minute and I want to check out how amazing we're doing with Ally. And this is the last time that you'll see the Ally report for the college in Blackboard. So let's all just take a moment, take a breath, maybe cry. This report has been my best friend for 5 years. So let me share my screen with you again, and we'll take one last look at the amazingness that is what we have accomplished over the last 5 years. So for those of you who may not be familiar with this report, I am looking at the college overall by academic year. And this looks only at live courses, not masters and templates, just like any departmental reports would. We have, as you can see, we started in 2017, and it went back and took in some of the data from the previous academic year. And then you see that the chart climbs beautifully to 78.2% in the academic year that we launched. And then it climbs even more in 2018, 2019 to 84.5%. Now, a little history on Ally. If you've never looked at one of these reports, there's a line for overall. There's a line for the WYSIWYG, which is the text editor, any place that you enter text into Blackboard. And then there's the files. And those are averaged out, but they didn't used to be because the text editor didn't used to be included. So once upon a time, we only had a score of 75.6%. But now, thanks to the WYSIWYG editor, we have a higher average score. So you can see that we've trended up and we've trended down. And then as of 2019, 2020, we have gone up to an overall of 86.7%. and stayed or increased all the way through this last academic year. So we're at 88.2 as of the last fully complete academic year in overall, 99.6% accessibility on our text editor, and files are at 71.7%. Now, files have dropped a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about why that is. If any of you out there have adopted new materials, put something in the chat. Because that's one of the biggest ways that we see file scores diminish or decrease a bit, and that's because we get materials from publishers that aren't as accessible as we would like them to be or as they should be. And that's something that will be probably on the next 3-year plan, is a focus on not just remediating things ourselves, but going to the source, trying to use leverage with publishers to help them understand the importance of accessibility. More on that as the A-team develops the next 3-year plan, but that might be why our file scores have gone down a little bit. It also can be if we have a bunch of new hires, which we have. There are so many new faces, and they're still learning about accessibility. Maybe they're adding personal documents to live courses that aren't quite as accessible as they need to be. And that is normal. That's just the cycle of any metric in institution, is that you're going to have your dips and your rises and your dips and your rises. It's all about continuous improvement. Shout out to Shelby, who isn't behind me today because she didn't want to listen to this shenanigans. But yeah, continuous improvement happens in accessibility just like it does in program review and in your courses. So the other thing I want to point out is as of 2023, 24, we are at an overall of 86.7%. And that's with a transition to Canvas. So, a lot of the work that might have been done in some of the live courses or live courses that would have helped bring this up as they were put into Ally and Red are not being put into Ally because they're put into Canvas now. So do not despair. I am happy that we are still above an 85% as a college, especially considering that we're looking at 3,721 total courses being read, which is down 59% from the previous year. It's all of those darn courses in Canvas. So when we get Ally in Canvas, then we'll have a nice fresh slate. We can start the work all over again, but we're not going to have to start all over again because we already know more about accessibility than we did 5 years ago. The other thing, and I'm gonna stop sharing and jump out of this. The other piece that I want to applaud you all on, because it's not just the A team and I doing this. Students are accessing Ally more than they ever have. We did start going to some student resource fairs. And we did see increases immediately after those, but I've been keeping an eye on it. And the increases of students accessing the alternative formats in Ally, especially Immersive Reader, it's like 200 or 300% over even what we were 2 years ago. And that's also because you all are getting the word out. You're directing students to those things when they come up and ask you, hey, do you have another format for this? So the work that you do to communicate those things to students, that's what gets them into those alternative formats and able, to have that better experience. Oh, I see some yeses on adopting new texts. Yeah, and I think EMT did as well. So that's been going on all over the college. And with that, I believe we are about ready to end this live stream. Let me just pull up one more document, the crucial document. And as I said, the trivia question I am about to pose to you is one that will be answered in a video later today at 2:30. I will again put this trivia question in the community as well. And let me share my screen one more time so you can see it and hear it. Okay, trivia 1. What extreme sport did I recently do for accessibility? Did I try being a rodeo clown? You may think that's far-fetched, but I do know a bull rider, Justin Maples. Did I bungee jump? Did I? I don't know. Did I skydive and jump out of a plane? I don't know about that one. Or did I swim with sharks? A lifelong desire of mine. Up to you. You tell me what you think. Those of you who guess right at 2:30, by 2:30, will be put into the Trivia 1 drawing. I'm just going to give one more second here to catch up with any other questions or comments in the stream. Remember, you can comment on anything in the community throughout the day. That nets you participation points. And also, it's fun. It's a way for us to come together and talk about accessibility, share your wins. Maisha, rodeo clown. I mean, you might be right. You might be right. I'm a little wacky like that. You don't know. All right. Well, if you don't get a chance to put it in the live stream here, Pop on over to the community and you can answer there, or you can send your answers to accessibility@wsutech.edu. And then tune in at 2:30 to see if you were right. That's just going to be a video, not a live stream. So you can just pop over to the YouTube channel and check it out. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I think 11 o'clock, we'll have our next A-Team Presents video, Jenna and the Geriatric Suit. Thanks to Brandy Thompson for making that a possibility. I think that you will all enjoy that. Keep those answers coming. Again, you can put them here. You can put them in the community once I get that question made. Peace out, guys. And I'll see you back here around noon for live stream number 2.